Hi everyone and welcome. Today, going down under the sea, taking on Emerald Weapon. That is one of classed as a boss. Final Fantasy VII, the original. That is plan what we're doing today. I'll go through when we do it with the characters, materia, everything we're doing before we go down. Just so if you're playing the original, you want little tips on how to beat it, and we should beat it quite easily. You'll see our build basically. Before all that, we've got two remaining top end weapons to get. One for Red 13, one for Vincent. We'll grab them first, then it'll be on, go under the sea, and battle Emerald Weapon. Back on with it. Okay, what we've done is quickly made our way to Gold Saucer with good old Goldie, our Gold Chocobo. Hop on him. We want to head down here. We're heading to the area where we met Lucretia, I think her name was. On our party at the minute, got Red 13 with Vincent. That's solely so we can get their two best weapons. So enter into the waterfall. In here, you obviously met Lucretia, had a bit of a flashback. Met her on disc 2. Make sure you go there during disc 2. Vincent on your party. Go there. You head up, gone. But you can notice there's a little thing there. Actually a gun. And you run close. Vincent moves forward. Grisha. Death penalty, that's his top end weapon. And chaos, that's his level 4 limit. That done, first thing. Need to all the way down the bottom. Chaos. Vincent. Boom. Might as well learn it. There we go. Limit. Vincent. Set. That's now everyone with their top limits now. So equip Vincent. Might as well put on his death penalty. Nice. That's everything for Vincent. So if you're after Vincent and you like him as a character, disc 3, when you go into Crater, on disc 1, you have to make sure you go, speak to Lucretia and all that, get the flashback. Disc 2. And on disc 3, leave the crater, fly back, go here with Vincent on your party, and you're able to get it. Also, myself, I thought we could get this in disc 2, but it's actually disc 3 you need to wait for. So we're going back down here, and we're going to Cosmo Canyon. And we have Red 13, or Nanaki, on the party. We'll enter Cosmo Canyon. Little talk. Naki. Really bad. Ever since Brughagen returned. The last trip, he isn't well. You need to hurry and see him. Right, so we've returned. Naki, Red 13, his granddad is not well. Make our way up to the top. Not where I wanted to go. I had to go in there. Now, I thought this part was after you did the Temple of the Ancients. But it's not. It's when you hit disc 3. Again in the Northern Crater. If you like Red 13 in your party, there's like one of your main people. This is how you get his top weapon. Now, top weapons have no materia growth. So as long as you have all your materia to master, it's a good weapon to use. Yep, them two have decided to leave. Not well. Grandfather. Naki. You're still... Yeah? Can't leave you like this, grandfather. Duty of... Oh, son. Guard this canyon and her people. Listen, Naki. I already know. Have any mission in life is not to defend Valley. Look at the mountain grass. Listen to the wobble of newborn chocobos. Always to the eternal flow. Time far greater than man. It will teach you more. Staying here, Valley. What you will see will eventually dream. my children. And for your children. Please, Nanaki. Go with Cloud. Use your eyes, your ears. Oh no. Don't look like that. Alright. Big world, and you must go out and see it. You even find your life's mate. Never know. Father. Yes, so long. Will look good on you now. Guys. Ah. We're just chilling next to a campfire, you know. Red 13 is Brookhaven. Grandpa told me that he's gone away again. Way? Seems like he liked the airship. Told me he couldn't stay still and just get out of here. He even gave me a gift look. Mid-moon. Wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to give gifts after you come back? Ah, doesn't realize what's happening. Maybe we'll run into him again somewhere. Yeah, maybe. Cloud. Ah, poor Red 13. That being said, we now have Red 13's top item, Limited Moon. With that all done, that's every single top end item, every single level 4 limit. So if they're the type of ones you're after, those characters, that's what you want to know. All that now shown. So if you go back throughout all our VODs, we've got every single level 4 limit, every single level 4, every single top end weapon. Now, just have, come on, hop off. Now all we got left to do is take on Emerald Weapon. So a quick little phone call. Call Barrett, call Yuffie. They're the two that's gonna call Barrett and take Yuffie. Come on, Yuffie. Plays Red 13. There you go. Gonna drop off Goldie back at the ranch. Then it's time to go under the sea. Take on Emerald Weapon. Now Emerald Weapon, when you first ever played the game, Emerald Weapon is what's classed as a super boss. It is really hard, a proper end game level boss. But the tactic we're going to show, if you have the materia leveled up to where we've got it, the weapon and armor that we have, it would make it a lot easier. So, that. Now obviously you'll look and go, well, Cloud and Barrett's in their 90s. Level really doesn't matter as long as you have maximum life and maximum mana. You'll get that with the HP and MP plus like we have. So, quick little save. Bosh. Okay. First equipment. So, every single character will have a Cedric on. It has high defense. You can get a total of 3 per the whole game. They're stolen from Rude. See, all 3 have them on. It has 0 slots. So there's no material going to be in there. Obviously, 0 slots. Every single person has a ribbon on. That's basically the armor and accessory you'll have for the rest of the game. Weapon-wise, every single person are going to go into these battles against Emerald today, Ruby, and then Sephiroth at the end game. The best weapon on. So ultimate weapon on Cloud. The Conformer on Yuffie. And the missing score, which we got yesterday when we returned to Midgar, on Barrett. Next, materia. So materia-wise, go through a bit of the mechanics of, well, a little bit of a mechanic on Emerald Weapon. Emerald Weapon has a move in Phase 2, which is, well, how do you pronounce it? What's it called? Hang on. It is called a mat or something like that. Right? Basically, it's materia backwards. And what it does is, when it casts it, it does 1,111 damage per materia that your characters have equipped. So if you have 9 or more materia, your character will die outright by this move. No defending it, no nothing. If you have 9 or more materia, you will die. So the aim is have 8 or less. What we've got is, quickly show through, we have 6 materia on Cloud, we have 5 on Yuffie, we have 6 on Barrett. So what that means is, if that move does go off, the highest amount of damage it's going to do on any of our characters, 6,606. It has other moves. It has a Stomp, which it does as, I think, a retaliation. Or it might, yeah, I think it's a retaliation move. It has a Ray that it shoots out as well. And in the second phase, it has Eyes. But the aim throughout the whole of it is basically to kill it before it even gets in that second phase. And this is how we're going to do it. First, obviously we've gone through the items we've got on. Now we're going to, the equipment got on, sorry. Now we'll go through the materia. 6 materia Cloud is going to have is a Master HP plus. This is to put Cloud's HP up to maximum. You do not have a MP plus because Cloud at level 99 has MP of 999. But you could get away with having, if you need to top it up with an MP plus, put an MP plus on because that will still only give you 7. Bit more risky, but you know, it's still viable. He has W Summon. We've got that at Master. W Summon is because we're going to use 2 moves. Like 2, we're going to summon the same thing twice. That's to do a maximum damage throughout. Oh, I'll explain that mechanic in a bit. But we have a W Summon at Master. We have a MP Turbo at Master, combined with Knights of the Round. Now you can get this to Master if you want. We just have it level 4. Level 4 is good enough. Because all you need to do is have it high enough so you're able to cast at least 2 Knights of the Round. But I say have it up to 4 so you can cast it a few times if something bad happens. We have the Underwater Materia. Now this you get from handing in the guidebook from morphing the pirate ship, the underground. So when you go underground, where the underground submarine mission started, there's a pirate ship, a ghost pirate ship. You can morph that into the guidebook. You'll hand that into the guy in Calm, and he will give you the underwater materia. What this does, having this on, it negates the 20-minute time for underwater battle. So that on, you have no time restraints. You will kill it probably in under 20 minutes, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But yeah, so having that on negates that. So if anything goes wrong, you're not panicking about time. And his next thing, he has Mime. This is just a low-end Mime. Fine. We have got 2 other Mimes. The other people's got them. This is just for when we get into the mechanic, what we're going to do, and I'll explain that. Yeah, just going through the materia at the minute. Next, you got Yuffie. Now HP, MP plus, for her life to max. Because without them, she wouldn't have life and MP at maximum. Got both of them. She has an all materia with Restore. Yuffie's primary goal is, first thing, is to get regen off on everybody. That is key to the tactic we're going to do. Then she has Mime. Mime is what we're going to do, basically do maximum damage as much as possible. Now we've got Barrett. He has, again, HP, MP plus. Again, this is a put the HP and MP to maximum. So it doesn't matter about them being max level, as long as the HP and MP are maximum. That's key. Barrett also has Mime. Again, that's Master. That's again for the tactic we're going to do. We have Enemy Skill. This enemy skill you have with Barrett has to have Big Guard on. Now, Big Guard is got from the over near the Gundawan area, down south of Gold Saucer. There's a beach. Go to that beach, you fight these squid type creatures, manipulate one and make it use Big Guard if you haven't already got it. Big Guard is important. Reason it's important, get a little bit of a buffer with, because it does barrier and MP barrier. It does have, the weapons do have a move that can remove that, but it's okay. And it does haste. Haste is the key. Haste gets on everyone, makes ATB gauge all the way up to the max very quickly. Blast out. You have Big Guard. When the ATB gets all the way up quicker. We're able to get through the cycles quite quick. Also, final attack at Master, Phoenix at Master. Reason why we have these two, so that if worst case scenario happens and Barrett ends up dying, so a party dies, final attack with Phoenix will cause Barrett to, on his dying bit, launch out Phoenix, damage Emerald Weapon, bring everyone back. That is basically the last move in case everything goes wrong. Hopefully it won't, because this is the plan what we're going to do. When we enter combat with Emerald Weapon, it is Barrett and Yuffie's job to put the buffs on. So before anything else, we need Big Guard off Barrett and regen on everybody off Yuffie. That has to happen. As soon as that's done, Cloud will then W summon. Those two goes first. Cloud will W summon Knights of the Round. So 2 Knights of the Round come out. The long chain that you see. With the MP Turbo, it will mean that each hit of Knights of the Round should do 9,999 damage. That Master. And that will go out. Hopefully, when it gets the Cloud turn to do that, none of our comrades have fallen. And if none of them's fallen, all that happens is Cloud launches that. Yuffie does a mime. That will copy the double summon of Knights of the Round with MP Turbo. And Barrett will do a mime, which will copy the W summon Knights of the Round, MP Turbo. And then when it gets back to the Cloud, he'll also mime. And that's what we do. Now, we will get damage throughout it. It shouldn't kill us because of the buffs on us. And as we're casting Knights of the Round, there's a little window during that cast period where anyone that's damaged, regen should top the life back up to maximum. Not like in the first one, but over the course of it. So, as long as no one dies by the time we get the first Knights of the Round off, that's basically it. Basic endgame. Easy tactic. Bang, bang, bang. Done. Now, obviously we've saved it before going down. Gonna go down. Give this a shot. You know the tactic. It's always worked. So, you know, first time live doing it, it's probably not gonna work, ain't it? So we pop down. We are looking for... He's flying over there. Do you know what? I prefer having it just stationary here. So we're just gonna keep rising and lower until it appears in the crater. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're not hunting around the water for it. It's going to be here shortly. Come on. Come on, Emerald Weapon. Oh. Yeah, I should have charged it there. Do. Right, there it is. We're going to charge it. Combat begins. You know the tactic? So regen and thingy is first. So regen, done. Big Guard, done. W summon, right down the bottom. Knights of the Round, done. Knights of the Round, done. And that should be it. So now, Yuffie, get ready with a mime. Out with a mime. This is it, guys. So obviously it did a stomp. Luckily it missed Barrett. I think with the barrier on, even if it hit with a stomp, it normally only does about 2,000 odd damage. So I think it only does like half-life. I don't think it ever... I've never had it properly kill me when I've got regen and barrier on. And then basically all that happens is this goes through. He's going to summon this twice. And during each summon phase, the life of Barrett's going to tick up. The haste of Big Guard will cause the ATB gauge of Cloud to shoot all the way up. We'll put Mime on Cloud. And basically, this combination, we should be able to just sit back, watch. If it does attack, it ain't going to do much more damage. And yeah, basically, the Emerald is basically dead, really. It just doesn't know it yet. And this tactic is actually quite decent to use on pretty much any boss. Once you get these materia with these weapons, you go in, put your little buffs on. You've got the Hail Mary play in case your party dies with Phoenix and Barret. And basically Cloud W summons with Knights of the Round MP Turbo. But what that does is it uses more MP when you summon it to do more damage. And with Cloud it does maximum damage. There's about 13 hits, so just those 2 summons does over 200,000 damage. And we're already, with Mime and Mime, got that knocked up to a little combo where it's not going to be able to properly get round to get an attack because of the haste on the people. We're just miming, constantly hitting it twice with W summon. And if you watch Barrett's life, you'll see in between each summon, the life ticking up off the regen. And then we have the added little protection that we've got with the barriers. And because with this one as well, with this, when it gets to the second phase, when it opens its eyes, this has a move where it's materia backwards, like I said, and it does 1,111 damage per materia, why none of our people have more than 6 materia. So basically, if it was to open up and do the move, by the time it does it, Barret will be over that amount of life anyway. There you go, see? Let me hit Mime with Cloud. Which is weird, because this is obviously a super boss. And it's like a proper end game, very hard boss. Back when this game first came out, which was 1997, and you know, you didn't have internet guides and stuff. It was one of the most, this and Ruby Weapon was arguably 2 of the most terrifying bosses. And fighting them, especially for the first time you fought it, because you would have just, when you saw it under the sea, you would have just engaged it in combat and then just got wiped out. And then it was figuring out tactics yourself for how you found best to beat it. And this little tactic here, like a proper decent end game one, where you get your 2 buffs on, and since the beginning everyone knows, big guard, regen. As soon as you get them, always have them on. And then basically a Knights of the Round with MP Turbo and W Summon, sheer amount of damage that does, 3 mimes, you're golden. And you'll always go in with Cloud's limit to maximum as well, which not using here, but when you do your final end game boss, when you get to Sephiroth, there's multiple phases. You keep going through this through all the phases, and then at the end, Cloud doesn't have the other people, but you could mime or you could just hit with the limit, you know. But it's only in this one that Barret, we moved the stuff around, so Barret has final attack with Phoenix. I would normally have that on Cloud on any other fight, only on this one that it's on that one, just so we keep all the materia under 9 on everybody. Like I said, you really want to have 6 or less. And as you saw, Cloud being max level didn't need the MP plus materia, but the other 2 had maximum. Even then, you don't need maximum. I always just say, best to have maximum HP, maximum MP, just in case something goes wrong. Like, if it managed to kill Barret before we got into this, we would have had to like, he would have done Phoenix, would have thrown everything out, we would have had to recast the, probably Knights of the Round, like, recast stuff, get back into fight and try to keep everyone alive, get the cycle going. But it's literally, as soon as you get the W summon off, and the buff's on, you're just going, look, and then haste gets you up, you back up, you hit Mime. By the time Barrett's finished his, remember, Emerald Weapon, it got its 2 attacks to start with, the beam that it shot off, and the stamp that it did. And away from that, we've got the whole round of that done. Barrett's almost back to max life just off regen. And we've got the barriers around about half life. And it's probably, I'll say it's 1, possibly 2 more Knights of the Round short of actually being beat. And for a hard super boss, like I said, this tactic If anyone's watching and you've skipped over and you missed the tactic, explain it at the beginning. But yeah, it's it makes what should be a hard encounter very easy. But I do also say we could have got away with not having the underwater breathing due to the fact that we'll probably kill it in under 20 minutes. But I would recommend, like what we've got on, just to show to have it, just to go get it in case something goes wrong. You've got the added sit back, okay, we're fine, don't have the time restraint. But it's also fun. All you're doing, you're just constantly seeing Knights of the Round. The advantage with the 2 mimes, well, the 3 mimes really, when you use mime, it doesn't use MP. So we're getting after Cloud did his W summon with the MP turboed version Knights of the Round, every mime version is a W summon version of the MP turbo Knights of the Round for no cost. This boss really just has no idea what's happening. It's just stuck there. There's all these Knights of the Round. It's just piling on and piling on. There's a little change in the mechanic, which I'll show obviously next week when we do Ruby Weapon. When we do Ruby Weapon, I'll show the little change because you have to go in to your party members knocked down. Otherwise, really hard fight. Ruby Weapon's the hardest, really. But this mechanic, as soon as you get in, Ruby Weapon gets through the first phase, and you're into the thing. So it's doing that. Won't kill anybody. Watch. Yuffie's life's ticking up because we've got the barriers on. Life's already back up to almost 9,000. That was it. Like, I can fight. But what that beam does is, as you can tell if you have a look at Yuffie, it takes away the barriers. But again, it's an irrelevance by now because it hasn't even opened up its eyes for phase 2, and it'll probably die either this Knights of the Round or the next one. Either Cloud cycle or when Yuffie steps up and does hers. You always have that little issue going in. It's literally right at the start though, where if it fully concentrates, it could kill one of your people. But that's why we've gone in and we're able to go regen, big guard straight away. Cloud was ready and it was bang bang. It got 2 attacks off with a beam and a stomp. Didn't kill anybody. That came out and then you just mime. Because even now, even if worst happens and everyone somehow managed to get killed and down, Barrett's got his final attack with Phoenix, just gonna res everybody. But it's not gonna last. Again, like after the fight, because it will either die this cycle or the other, I'll quickly pop on again. I'll go quick explanation of the equipment. The equipment, everyone has their best weapon, the ultimate weapon on Cloud, Comforter on Yuffie, and the something score it's called for Barrett. It's the max one. So Cloud gets his by beating ultimate weapon. Yuffie gets hers from the underwater ship, and Barrett gets his from the Return to Midgar mission. But you have to make sure Barrett is on your party. Did that yesterday. And armor-wise, they all have that side rich, which has no materia slot, but it's got like the best defense. And you get that from stealing it from Rude. You get a total of 3 throughout the game. So we have 1 each. And each person has a ribbon. Again, you get 3 per game. The third one, if you're struggling to find it, we mentioned it the other day, get it from doing the special fight in the Gold Saucer against the Broad Cloud, where you go in, fight it. Is it dead? There you go. Yeah, I taught it a lesson, didn't it? Yeah. How simple was that strategy? Again, I know, then we've got the Earth Harp. I know with Cloud being max level, people go, oh, well, Cloud is max level. All you need is max life, max MP. So we will head over. We'll go hand the harp in. And I will then go back through. I'll quickly go on, show the materia that we used. Again, it's making sure no one has any. We've made sure no one had any more than 6. Quick look at the equipment. So everyone has their best weapon. Missing score, that's what it's called. Cedric and a ribbon. Again, if you're missing the 3rd ribbon, you get that from the special arena fight. The one that gives you the final attack materia. You win that fight 10 times, you're given the 3rd ribbon. And then the materia we used, obviously everyone has a HP plus to get them to maximum. Because Cloud was maximum level, we didn't need an MP plus. But if you do need an MP plus, you can easily just get away with having 7 materia, because it's less than 9, obviously. If it does do its backwards materia ray, you won't get done for more than max life. W summon, pretty much everything by Knights of the Round and Mime on Cloud is master. But W summon, so we can summon 2 Knights of the Round. Knights of the Round, I tend to say, have it either 4 or master. An MP turbo at master combined with Knights of the Round, so that when you summon it, it does the maximum damage possible, which obviously is 9,999. It summons about 13 or so knights. You're talking around about, per double summon, around about 250,000 damage-ish. Underwater breathing to get rid of the time limit. And Mime, so when it gets back to Cloud after doing the first lot, he just hits Mime, because everyone needs a Mime. Obviously Mime with Yuffie. Restore with all. So Yuffie's first priority, before you do any summon, Yuffie has to get the regen on everybody. You need to make sure you do that. MP and HP plus, because obviously without that, she won't have max life and MP. Got that. Same with Barret. Mime again, to keep the summon loop going. Enemy skill. Remember what I said? You have to have big guard. Not nice having that defense. It does have a beam that gets rid of it. But haste keeps your people up the top, so you get more. The attacks in quicker. Hit the Mime. Job's good. You can get away with not having these, but I always say make sure you have Final Attack and Phoenix, just in case something goes wrong. Because, you know, something could go wrong. It almost did. You know, Barret almost died. He didn't, but he almost did. And if that happened, you get that. That goes out. And then, basically, in the combat round, W summon, Knights of the Round, hit it twice, Mime, 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 and just keep repeating the mimes. As you're doing the summons, the regen will keep ticking up your life in between each summon phase. It means by the time Emerald Weapon got round to attack, people would have, as you saw, had its life high enough that its attack was basically negligible because of the life situation. Then it ticks back up. And yeah, so that's how you kill Emerald Weapon. From that, we might as well go hand in the Earth Harp. Everyone can see what you get from killing it. Yeah, I remember back in 97 fighting it. And it was really hard. Like, that boss was up there. It's like proper solid boss. But once you figured out that tactic, it was literally like, oh, this is quite easy. Obviously, the tactic is tweaked a bit for Ruby Weapon because of how the start of the fight is. But once you get into it and you just bang, you get that out. As soon as everyone's alive and you have a W summon Knights of the Round with MP Turbo, and then you're just spamming the mime, nothing can stop you. Down, we want to talk to him. We're going to give him the Earth Harp that we just got. Want to trade it for some materia? Yeah, you trade it. You should trade this as well, by the way. Because, see in a sec what you get. You get, come on, lay it down. There's 1, 2, 3. 3 pieces of Master Materia. All yours. And they are Master Command, Master Magic, Master Summon. Now, there's only, like, to get them, normally, you would have to master all the command materia all the summon materia and all the magic materia. And what they are they? There's two of them. So, what Master Command does, it's a materia that has every single command. So if you have that equipped, you can do every command with it. Same with Master Magic and Master Summon. Now, when you go to the huge materia in Cosmo Canyon with your ordinary mastered materia and you speak to them, it will remove all those materia and you'll get a version of these. Now, the downside of doing that, I always like having just one. You could go get the two, but the downside of handing in materia to get mastered one is losing a mastered Phoenix. So unless you get another Phoenix up, because it's always good to have a final attack with a Phoenix, because if you have final attack with a master summon, if you die, it will summon any summon that's possible to be summoned. So you go, because you're like, if I die, Phoenix will come out, jobs are good and back up and running. But with Master Summon, if you have that there, if you die, it could summon Chocomog. You could get a fat Chocobo coming from the sky. It can summon Shiva. And you're like, I don't want them, no! Yeah, so that's what you get from doing that. We'll head down. Come on, pop ourselves out. Do a little save. This party as well is the party you're going to see that we're going to use throughout basically the last 3 boss encounters. Just did it there on Emerald. Obviously, you're going to see it again when we use it on Ruby, and then use it on Deathroth at the end. Quickly pop a save. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is where today's stream ends. Hopefully, the tactics helped you if you're doing the original on how to fight Emerald Weapon under the sea. It's like I said, it's one of those bosses where when you first ever encountered it, quite a terrifying boss. But once you figure out certain mechanics of the game, you can go in with a strategy that basically makes every boss encounter quite straightforward. We will be taking on Ruby Weapon. That will be happening next week on Tuesday. There is no Final Fantasy stream on Monday next week, I'm afraid. So Final Fantasy will return on Tuesday. If you're interested in more of our live content, we have live streams pretty much every week. We have a stream schedule that goes up on Friday. On our channel, you can go at the top is our stream schedule. The rest of this week, we have, after the day, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. We've been getting to grips with it. Everything's going well. We've killed stuff every day, you know, that we played it. So that's a bonus. And that will be tomorrow at 1800 hours. If you're watching this on playback and we've done the next episode in this series, it will appear down the bottom left of your screen. Everyone, hopefully catch you next time when we're live, or just enjoy the videos. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye, and stay safe.